didn't even.
On Sunday, July 27th, Cleveland, Ohio hummed with a kind of electricity that even locals admitted was out of the ordinary. It wasn't just the sticky heat that made the summer air feel charged. It was the sudden and unexpected appearance of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, hand in hand, strolling down a quiet street with an ease that belied the frenzy their presence would ignite. In that fleeting moment, captured in a photograph that would spread faster than wildfire across every social media platform, the couple seemed not like global icons, but simply two people on the cusp of something monumental. The internet, predictably, lost its collective mind. Fans analyzed every pixel of the photo: Taylor's effortless style, a long gray blazer over a classic black dress, her hair loose, lips perfectly red, and Travis's signature casual look, gray t-shirt, dark sweatpants, and a backwards white baseball cap. They didn't need designer gowns or tailored tuxedos to steal the spotlight. Their chemistry did all the work, radiating through the lens and straight to the hearts of millions. But the real story, the one that kept people glued to their phones all day, was not just about celebrity spotting. It was about what this appearance in Ohio meant. Multiple sources confirmed that Taylor and Travis were in town to finalize preparations for what was already being dubbed the wedding of the century. Unlike the predictable glitz of New York or the cinematic glamour of California, the choice of Cleveland, Travis's hometown, added a note of sincerity and nostalgia to the entire affair. For Travis Kelce, Ohio is more than a dot on the map. It's where he grew up, scraped his knees, dreamed big dreams, and first learned the meaning of teamwork. He wanted his wedding to reflect that. Something grand, yes, but also cozy, authentic, and filled with family. Ed and Donna Kelce, Travis's parents, were over the moon when they learned of their son's plan. Donna, often seen cheering in NFL stadiums and beloved by fans for her warmth, took charge of the local arrangements with the precision of a seasoned event planner. The flower selections, menu, and even the playlist all bore the mark of Donna's careful consideration. "She's been working on this for months," a family friend confided. "Every detail matters. She wants the day to feel magical, but also uniquely theirs." Locals driving past the Kelce family home reported seeing trucks unloading box after box of flowers and elegant decorations. On one box, the words S&T 2025 were stamped in gold, a subtle but unmistakable nod to the couple's union. Despite her worldwide fame, Taylor Swift slipped into the rhythms of small-town Ohio with remarkable ease. Residents reported seeing her wander through the old town, ducking into a cafe for coffee, or browsing the shelves at a local bookstore. She was polite, gracious, and always quick with a smile. A waiter at a nearby bakery recounted with delight how she ordered an apple pie and 2 coffees, her presence both thrilling and oddly normal. "She could have sent someone else, but she came herself," he said. "She chatted with us, posed for a quick photo, and made us all feel special. It was like talking to someone you've known for years." The buzz in the air was palpable, but there was also a sense of protectiveness among the townsfolk. This was their city, and for a few precious days, Taylor and Travis belonged to them, not as celebrities, but as neighbors preparing for a life-changing event. The couple's wedding plans, insiders revealed, were intentionally understated. There would be no over-the-top Hollywood spectacle or endless parade of A-list guests. Instead, the focus was on intimacy, emotion, and personal touches. Taylor herself curated the music for the ceremony, choosing not her chart-topping hits, but the love songs that had quietly marked her journey with Travis over the past 2 years. Jason Kelce, Travis's older brother and NFL legend in his own right, was tapped to deliver the main speech at the ceremony. Known for his humor and warmth, Jason was expected to deliver a blend of laughter and tears, recalling childhood memories and sharing stories of brotherly mischief. On the bride's side, Taylor's mother, Andrea Swift, had recently recovered from a long illness. Her presence as she walked Taylor down the aisle promised to be one of the most emotional moments of the day, a symbol of resilience and hope. Rumors swirled about the guest list. Would Beyoncé and Jay-Z make an appearance? Would NFL teammates slip in quietly through the back door? The truth was, no one could say for sure. Security was tight, and the couple's inner circle kept details close to the vest. But what everyone agreed on was that this wedding would have a distinctly personal flavor, one that reflected both Taylor and Travis's unique journey. What made the story so captivating wasn't just the star power of its main characters, but the sense that, beneath all the glitz, something universal was happening. Here were two people, albeit extraordinarily famous, navigating the same pre-wedding nerves, family logistics, and moments of joy that anyone preparing for marriage experiences. There was something refreshing in that normalcy. For Taylor Swift, whose life is played out under the relentless gaze of the public, the Ohio wedding represented a chance to do things differently. To trade stadium lights for string lights, red carpets for green lawns, and viral headlines for handwritten vows. It was, in a sense, a love letter to simplicity, a reminder that the biggest moments often feel the most real when they're shared with those who know you best. As the final hours ticked down before the ceremony, Cleveland buzzed with anticipation. Hotels filled up with guests, flower trucks made their deliveries, and locals speculated about which historic mansion would serve as the venue. Some claimed to have seen Taylor and Travis taking a quiet walk along the lake at sunset, lost in conversation. Others swore they spotted Taylor's cat, Olivia, peeking out of a pet carrier near the Kelsey home. Inside the mansion, preparations continued at a fever pitch. The kitchen was abuzz with chefs putting finishing touches on a menu that included both Ohio favorites and a few nods to Taylor's southern roots. In a corner of the living room, a vintage record player was queued up with a playlist that spanned decades and genres, each song chosen for a reason, each note heavy with meaning. The ceremony itself was set to be small, just family and the closest of friends. But for a couple whose every move had been watched by millions, that intimacy was the ultimate luxury. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's romance had always seemed improbable. She, the reigning queen of pop, he, an NFL superstar with a heart as big as his frame. But from their very first public appearance, the chemistry was undeniable. They navigated the pressures of fame, long-distance travel, and wildly different schedules with a grace that inspired even the most cynical observers. Their wedding day in Ohio was more than just a celebration of love, it was a statement. A reminder that, even in a world obsessed with spectacle, the most memorable moments are often the simplest. A walk through an old neighborhood, a slice of apple pie shared in a corner bakery, a promise made in front of family, far from the paparazzi and the noise. As the sun set over Cleveland on July 27th, the city held its breath. Tomorrow, the world would watch as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce said, "I do." But for now, the streets were quiet, the lights twinkled in the distance, and two people prepared to begin the greatest adventure of their lives together. And somewhere, in the hush of a summer night, the magic of an ordinary love story played out, reminding everyone watching that fairy tales aren't just for the movies. Sometimes, they walk right down Main Street, hand in hand, ready to make history.